Hello viewers, myself is Dr. Neeta and you are watching my channel Learn Literature with Dr. Neeta. So let us begin today's topic. Hello dear students, today we would learn about yet another literary device or technique that is known as circumlocution. It is sometimes seems confusing with the euphemism, but I would discuss the difference between these two also. So, first to learn what is circumlocution. Circumlocution is a roundabout way or indirect way of saying something in which unnecessarily large number of words are used, which often make the idea or expression vague or evasive. It means instead of using one or two words which are available with us, we use large number of words to express our ideas, and it is also one of the characteristic of circumlocution that sometimes it makes that expression vague and ambiguous. As far as its origin is concerned, it combines of the two Latin elements, the prefix circum, which means around, and loci, which means speech. So, in essence, it can be said the circumlocution may be thought of as roundabout speech. Circumlocution uses many words to describe something for which a concise and commonly known expression exists. As I told you earlier in the beginning, that we begin to use a number of words instead of the simple and direct expressions which are available with us. For example, if we are saying that this is the vehicle that I used to drive to work in the morning, instead of, we may call that I use my car in morning. So, instead of car, a number of words we are using the vehicle that I used to drive to work in the mornings. So, a person may not be able to understand what you want to say, because the simple and the direct expression is with you, my car you may call, but instead you are using such a long style of saying. So, this is circumlocution. Now, use of circumlocution, when it is such a thing which makes the things ambiguous, why we are studying it. So, now it usually have negative connotations. Up to early 16th century, English writers looked circumlocution with disdain. They never liked, they discouraged circumlocution, calling it a thing to stop or better to avoid altogether. But after 16th century, the great writers like Dickens, Shakespeare, Hemingway, etc., make use of circumlocution in quite effectively. So, you should keep in mind that in the beginning, before 16th century, it was not considered to be a good idea to use circumlocution in writing, but after that perception changed. And now, what is its significance in literature? We would understand it usually has negative connotation, but it can also be used as descriptive language. To one person, a long and flowery expression might seem circumlocution, but to the other, the same expression might seem compelling and imaginative. For example, if someone is saying he peacefully passed away, for some person it is quite a good expression, because it is quite imaginative, peacefully passed away, or he peacefully left his abode. But to the other, it may not look quite compelling, and he would prefer the direct expression like he died. So, circumlocution can effectively used by literary people, and how they used we would discuss. This is the purpose of circumlocution. If the writer intentionally wants to create an ambiguity in what he is writing, so that the things may be open to the interpretation to the readers, he intentionally uses circumlocution. Similarly, to avoid taboo subjects like sex and sexuality, issue related to caste, politics and religion, people do prefer to use circumlocution because such taboo subjects may create some disturbance at the social level, and people do not like the direct expressions. Next purpose is to create metaphorical language. When someone is not saying the thing directly, definitely there are chances that metaphorical language may be used. So, this seems quite attractive when we use metaphors. So, instead of saying she is poor, it is a direct expression. The expression may be like, she dances on the edge of fortune where prosperity never treads. So, for someone it is quite compelling, it is so beautiful, but for some people it is circumlocution and they would not like it, and they would prefer the direct expression that she is poor. So, in literature it also create irony or satire. Instead of writing the governor stole money, the circumlocution can be used. The governor engaged in an act of involuntary wealth redistribution. So, we are not saying directly that the governor stole money, because the governor is such a high post, and if we are having this charge against him or saying it publicly, so people may not like such kind of a statement. So, instead we may use such expressions, such circumlocution, that the governor is engaged in an act of involuntary wealth redistribution. So, this is again the purpose that to create irony or satire, we use circumlocution. And one more thing, circumlocution is used to increase the word count. When the word counts are given even in the examination of some students, so instead of direct expression they usually use the roundabout way of saying to increase the word count. So, I think you are able to understand circumlocution. And one thing that I want to tell, that is somewhat similar term is also there, that is euphemism, but euphemism is restricted to one word or one phrase. Rather, circumlocution is used for the long and complex descriptions, and as far as euphemism is concerned, it is there to avoid harsh and unpleasant realities, while circumlocution is there to create the intentional ambiguity or to enhance the metaphorical beauty of any text. So, I think you are able to understand. So, thanks for your patience listening.